Hi there, Katherine. Nice to see that you've written your first set of essays. Well done. Let's take a look and see what you did here, shall we? So, schools, should they be entertaining or should they merely educate? Let's see what you said. Recently, a topic regarding education in school has been widely discussed because you use the word recently. Therefore, you are basically committed to using a certain tense here, okay? So, some readers argue that interesting learning experiences are necessary. There's a difference between experience and experience which is countable. Whereas some others believe that the function of school is only for educating the child. From my point of view, I believe that an engaging learning atmosphere can trigger students' interests towards the subjects. In the following essay, I will elaborate, not you would, my reasons and examples. Here it should be S apostrophe as well, okay? Firstly, people can easily learn things in a pleasant environment. This is because through those delightful experiences, not it allows, but through those delightful experiences, students gain knowledge productively and quickly. Take, for example, no comma, a research from Finland University that showed that 88% of pupils in Finland usually have outstanding performance on their academic studies in comparison to other Northern European countries, due to the fact that an entertaining surrounding stimulates their motivation for learning. As a result, I believe that what does this mean? A fascinating learning. That doesn't make a collocation, so it's not really appropriate. Can be fun and rewarding and also attract students. S apostrophe inspiration for their studies would be better here. Okay. Let's move on and then we'll talk about it later. Secondly, school plays an important role in one's life owing to the academic background. I don't know what that means. So that people are capable of learning different kinds of subjects and gain knowledge in educational institution. I'm sorry, I'm afraid that sentence really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I really don't understand it. No. Let's finish the paragraph and then I'll see if I can understand it. For instance, studies from Tokyo Educational Council point out that most Asian, with an N because it's an adjective, schools set severe regulations for the students. The majority of students failed on their academic study. Therefore, a strict educational environment might lead to an unpleasant learning experience for students. In conclusion, I reaffirm, no ED, that an engaging learning experience in school is important for individuals' studies. S apostrophe here. It is predicted, we never start sentences with and. It is predicted that a compelling study environment will have profound influence for everyone's learning. All right. So, for your first essay, it's fine, Katherine. There are some problems with it, though, so we should really talk about them. The good news is that you've been using the template quite accurately, so well done there. There you're doing fine, so no real problems. The vocabulary was fine. So what I really want to talk about in this essay is your task achievement, okay? Your task achievement and your coherence and cohesion. Now, while it was cohesive, okay, that was fine. There were some issues that weren't really quite accurate. So the first thing is I disagree with the order of your paragraphs. You were basically in favor of these entertaining classes. So for that reason, really, this paragraph should have come second. Here is where you were analyzing why this whole academic rigor and so forth shouldn't be part of our school system. And so that should have gone first, okay? So that's the first thing. I would have rearranged the order of the paragraphs. That's a coherence and cohesion thing because they're looking for the order of your ideas, the progression of your ideas. Secondly, I don't entirely agree with the way you actually develop this topic. Now, typically what I find is that task achievement is the area where most students struggle. So don't feel disheartened, but this is one area that we're really going to have to look at quite a bit. Now, you used engaging learning atmosphere. I want you to really focus on this word entertaining. So what does it mean for a class to be entertaining? It means to be funny, it means to be amusing, it means to be lighthearted. Okay? So, this was fine, and this was fine. I just felt it was a little underdeveloped. I would have liked, rather than just this example of Finland, I would have liked an example of what an entertaining class would look like. I just wanted a little more development of this idea here, okay? Because you say that it allows students to gain knowledge productively and quickly. So it just felt, like I said, a little underdeveloped. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences? Yeah, that's why. It felt a little underdeveloped, okay? Now, after that, here you were basically telling me what's wrong with this idea of academic-only classrooms. And I'm okay with that, but it too feels really underdeveloped. Here you had 1, 2, 3 sentences. So it's really just not enough. Here I want you to look at the template a little more carefully and try to apply some of the elements of it more closely, okay? Again, I would have dealt with this paragraph first, though, in my body, so it would have been 1, 2, 3, and then 4, okay? So for your first essay, you're off to a good start, but there are some things, like I said, that I would change. So let's take a look at your second essay. Now, here we're talking about an enjoyable activity, better skills, and creativity. Let's see what you said. We cannot deny that reading certainly can bring a plethora of beneficial developments for toddlers. However, having an extracurricular activity helps the child cultivate other abilities as well. From my point of view, I am in favor of the later opinion, and my reasons will be discussed as follows. Careful here. First of all, toddlers implies a certain age group, so be careful. You're making it very specific, whereas it's talking very generally just about children. That's the first thing. Secondly, this is not talking about an extracurricular activity only. It's talking about what children do for enjoyable activities. Should those enjoyable activities be, let me put it another way. Does an enjoyable activity help a child develop better skills and creativity than reading, or is reading the best way to develop these things? All right, it doesn't say whether it's talking about whether in a school environment or outside of school. I have always interpreted this task as talking about these activities outside of school, okay? So in the home and in a child's free time. So let's see what you said. And here it should have been the latter option, by the way, not later, latter with 2 T's. Firstly, going through books allows children to immerse, careful with this word here. You don't mean immerse, it's not the right word here. Going through books allows children to become immersed into their own imagination. This is awkward. The imagination is not created by the writers. It's the book that's created by writers, okay? So the syntax of this sentence is wrong. Let's try it again. Going through books created by writers allows children to become immersed in their own imagination. On the other hand, playing indoor, you don't play an indoor activity. Engaging in indoor activities, IES, such as playing game consoles, develops active skills and spatial awareness that helps children tackle different kinds of tasks, simultaneously while playing media goods. Take, for example, a study from BBC indicates that 80% of children playing video games during their leisure time helps them excel, no ing, on their academic work efficiently. That's awkward, this efficiently word here. Therefore, playing games not only helps the children, we never use the word kids in IELTS, it's just too informal, explore a different ability at the other fields, I don't know what that means, in other fields, and also provides personal fulfillment and satisfaction. Secondly, playing outdoor activities offers children opportunity to develop cognitive abilities through competition, wrong word form, with others. This is due to the fact that playing sport encourages them problem solving and creativity. For instance, the British Sports Council noted that when children engage in, 2 words, physical activities, the more activities they enjoyed. That doesn't make sense. Let's try this. For instance, the British Sport Council noted that when children engage in physical activities, the more activities they enjoyed, the more they learned from the events. All right, I guess I get it. As a result, some personal skills cannot be ignored. No, that doesn't make sense at all. Some personal skills cannot be gained by reading, which are important for children's development as well. All right. In conclusion, I firmly believe that participating in activities cannot be neglected because it is also considered as an important process towards children's development. Fine. So let's look at this paragraph, the whole essay, a little more carefully. As you can see, I really had to correct a lot of the grammar consistently. There were grammar mistakes, so that's something I want you to think about. And I also want to go through, let's see, some of the task response, some of the task achievement part of this, because that's what was a little problematic for me. Let's see. Basically, I think my biggest problem here is with this paragraph. You were supposed to talk about better skills and creativity. And the only real mention you made of creativity was this one word here. So, did you mention it? Yeah, you did. Did you develop it? No, definitely not. So, you talk about cognitive abilities, but you don't tell me at all what kind of cognitive abilities, and you don't tell me, other than problem solving, how creativity is developed here. So I really wanted a little more information. This needed more illustration, more detail, more something, because all you said about creativity was just that one little word. Okay, and then here, the more activities they enjoyed, the more they learned from the events. Great, but what did they learn? How did they benefit? So you're saying a lot of things which are a good starting point, but they really need more extension. Okay? And then again, there were a lot of mistakes with the grammar. So for your first essays, you're doing okay, but you need to extend a little bit more some of the things that you're saying. Also, I want you to be a little more cautious of your grammar because I really did locate a lot of mistakes. So you have to make some efforts to revise some of this grammar. Let's talk about what the next step is. The next step is to correct these essays based on this video correction. Then you need to create an error correction list where you write down all the mistakes that were pointed out to you, and then next to each mistake, write down what the corrected version is. That's a list that you're going to add to with each essay correction you get back. Then you're going to write a new set of essays using everything you've been learning both on the course and through video corrections, okay? Try to do all of this within the next day or so you can really apply everything you've been learning. So we're here, we're waiting for them, so we wish you lots of good luck on your next set of essays, and I will wait to see what you write next.